So imagine a guy sits at his kitchen table. He opens the new car calculator on his laptop and he punches in something like $50,000. What he does is he tries to stretch the loan out 84 months just to make the numbers work. And he watches the monthly payment finally drop to something that looks possible on his budget. Then he leans back with that sigh of relief. And that's the moment the trap snaps shut. That scene, it's playing out in households all over the country right now. And the strange part is this: the payment looks better right before the whole deal actually gets worse. Now, back in 1963, the Federal Reserve tracked car loans. Majority of those loans were 36 months. Only like 0.7% went over 36 months. But fast forward to today, an average new car loan is 69 months. That means 1 in 5 buyers, 22.4%, are signing 84, 96, even 108-month loans on a car that starts losing value the second it leaves the lot. And that's not normal. That's a break in the system. And here's the part that feels especially rigged. Because in 1963, the average new car cost was about $3,233. The median household income was around $6,200. So the car took roughly 52% of the annual income. Now, today, an average new car price sits just over $50,000. Household income around $84,000. So now, today, it's 60%. Now, you adjust that for inflation, that 1963 car, it should cost about $32,000 in today's dollars. But instead, we're paying $50,000. An $18,000 premium for tech, safety, some weird subscription service that comes with the car that somehow didn't come with an $18,000 raise. So your rent, groceries, gas, it all outran wages too. So the industry solution was to make the loan longer. You walk onto the lot, the salesman, he smiles big, and you keep asking him, hey, what is the total price of the actual car? And he ignores it completely, as they always do. And they keep driving your attention back to the monthly payment. And they say, look how low this monthly is. It's basically a cup of coffee a day. And you know that car loses value fast. But the salesman, they keep saying things like, hey, you know what? Don't worry about that. We can stretch it to 72 months or 84 months. We'll keep the payments comfortable. And that's not sales. That's actually a trained tactic. Banks figured it out too, by the way. That $40,000, let's take that $40,000 at 6%, 36-month loan. That's about $1,217 a month, about $3,800 total interest. Now, you stretch it to 72 months. Now, it's $773 a month. But $6,399 in total interest. Banks make $2,600 extra per car. Now, multiply that by hundreds of thousands of buyers, that starts to look pretty dang lucrative. And while you're stuck in the long loan, they get more chances to collect late fees or rolling negative equity into the next trap. And car makers, they love this stuff because longer loans let them sell more expensive vehicles. Customers that can only afford $500 a month, well, hey, here's a $30,000 car on 60 months. But wait, we can give you a $35,000 car on 72 months or a $40,000 car on 84 months. And what happens? You end up with the same monthly payment. They move more cars, salesman gets bigger commission, and everybody wins except the person driving away with the car. Now, one buyer bought a Tesla Model Y for $72,000 in 2022. 2 years later, he still owed $52,000 while it was worth only like $38,000. That's $14,000 underwater. Had it been a 36-month loan, he'd almost be done. But instead, the long term made the hole deeper. And that math, it lands hard. I mean, you can picture the guy. He's staring at the numbers late at night. Car worth less than he owes. He can't sell it without taking a huge loss. He can't easily refinance it. So he's stuck paying for yesterday's car tomorrow. And this is now 1 in 5 new loans. And people are noticing. You see them looking at the new car page, then the insurance quote, then the gas fill up, then the future repair bill, all on that fancy tech. And they just shut the laptop closed because this doesn't feel worth it anymore. I mean, another person put it perfectly. The trap exists because people keep answering. So, what's your monthly budget? Dealers are trained to steer every conversation back to that question. They know if you focus on the total price, you might walk away. But your monthly payment, they can sell you more car. Let's take a Toyota Camry, the every person car, an awesome car. $32,000 sticker, still below average. 20% down, 36-month loan at 6.5%. Monthly payment, $767 a month. Now you add gas, insurance, maintenance. You're looking at what, $1,200 a month all in? I mean, $1,200 a month for a Toyota Camry. That's not a car payment. That's a second mortgage on a piece of metal that's rusting while you sleep. And you think that money gets you luxury, but no. That Camry money is just a car with a fancy loan. And run the 6-year numbers with the short loan, you get there 3 full years of no car payments later on. And then you have freedom, breathing room. With the long loan, you keep paying the whole time. And then the car is older, repairs get higher, and you're still not ahead. And that realization is spreading. People driving 2005 Priuses for 20 years or 2011 BMWs that maintain themselves. I don't know of any BMWs that actually maintain themselves. That's the most expensive car I've ever seen on the market to repair. But anyway, retired couples right now are handing paid off cars to their kids so they don't start life in that trap. And one dad, he's so proud his son did a 3-year loan and hammered extra principal paid off early. And that's a really smart way to go. Another guy is saying nothing beats a good used car. And that's not nostalgia. That's people opting out of the machine. And this is where it gets even worse because insurance rates jumping from 12 to 15% a year gets even crazier. And new cars full of tech that costs a fortune when it breaks, one wreck, and you're still paying for the totaled car. Meanwhile, the old reliable Honda or Toyota with 100,000 miles just keeps going if you know basic maintenance. So what happened here at the end of the day? These car industries, these banks, these car makers, they just condition the industry.